All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts. Boy, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump, man. We go from the daily paycheck upstairs out in the garage where it's freezing cold, right down here to the studio for the thing. It's good. Thinking cap time, Skill, yeah. Yesterday we covered, Skill, by the way. I'm going to try to get my mouse working here. Covered some of your ideas, which is a lot. Oh, wow, that's really small. We covered a little bit of play style with hedging and thinking, oh my gosh, look at that thing. Why is it getting so big? Whoa, look at that. What a mess. With hedging through the Come Out series and everything else. So today we're going to look at transitions. And again, the thinking player versus what I did this morning. Like, here's a good example, right? This morning's play was don't pass, ladder up, let the dice do the talking, right? There's no thought behind that at all, other than the math of over time, those bigger flat bets are going to pay off, right? There's no thought process. There's no reading the table. There's no processing anything. It's just you're playing for the 7. Whereas plays like the Moonbow, where you're going to have the big lay, protecting the don't, hard ways sometimes protecting a don't, and moving things around up in the box to kind of dodge and weave to get yourself set. That's more of a skill and luck thinking style of play. Let's think through how we can keep things safe. Let's think through keeping our bankroll okay. Today we're going to work on a different kind of thinking play, which is a transitional play. And there's a couple of ways to transition your bets from one side or one type to another. We're going to look at transitioning light to dark and transitioning from come to place and place to come. So we're going to do some of that today. And again, just different styles of play. It really comes down to volatility and how you feel about it. So let's jump in here and see how things work. I had a little problem yesterday. I was trying to film the Philly special redo. I'll come back and talk about that, but I broke my stream deck. So I'm hoping that things are going to work out today. Yeah, I'm going to stretch their minds to I am, right? I am. And there we go. Now you're back to the right size. Okay, cool. We may have a weird delay problem today too. I upped the stream to be 4K instead of HD, which may stress my computer a little bit. So we'll see. If it gets too off and too slow, I'll revert. But I want to try some 4K stuff. Anyway. Daily paycheck today. I'm loving this strategy, by the way. Dolly Latterson, I'm loving this strategy. This is so cool. I've said this before. I'll repeat it because it bears repeating. This is a very similar to how I play roulette, where in roulette though I grab 2 dozens or 2 columns. It doesn't matter. 2 columns, 2 dozens. It's all the same, and those bets pay 2 to 1, right? So you're going to win one and lose one. So one goes away, you end up winning a unit. And every time you lose, if it goes to the 3rd dozen or whatever, you bump the bets up by a unit. And you bump them up by a unit, you stay there. And over time, those bets get kind of high, your bankroll gets kind of low, but you're going to catch that run. And roulette's a very streaky game. You're going to catch 3 or 4 first dozens in a row or whatever. And boom, 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 you're back up and in profit like that. Those bigger bets really work. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder if craps can be seen the same way. And this is, again, thinking man's way of playing. I've done it before with you all. We've done the permanent press, right? Remember that move? It was the 44 inside, or I think it was 66 inside. And you press by 20, 21, or 22 every time. And you go forever. You never take your bets then. You press them up by $22 every time you get a hit. And you stay there forever. Eventually, those bets they get high enough to where even though you've lost your ass all the way through, they're paying so much that every payment recovers all your previous losses. You're getting them up to whether they're at 320 or 330 inside, you're bringing a black chip every time. That covers all your old losses, right? And that's more volatile because you got way more money out there. This one's interesting, and doing it with the don't pass seems to be working. I'm having so far this week, knock on wood, good success. The bigger bets are working out for us. They're getting us back in a hurry. Jen this morning played the same thing I did, where we increased our flat bets every loss. Jen kept the flat bets the same and laddered up the odds on the losses. Jen, in chat, let me know right now, how did you do? I made 325 with a couple of big fatties at the end there. How did Jen do by doing the smaller flats and increasing the odds every time and having much higher odds at stake? I think she might have caught some wins I didn't catch because the odds helped her win on the 7s, on the come-outs, where I was tying. And I think she didn't get beat so bad on the come-out 7s that we had. I, of course, won more on the come out horn. So yeah, Jen, let us know what you did there. How did your bankroll end up? I made 325, so I'd like to see how well you did. Anyway, this one's stable. It's clenching in spots. There are definitely spots where you get my flats were up to, what were they up to? 325 on the flats. Coming out of the dump with 325 and no protection is clenchy. You're like, yeesh, right? But we made the best call today. Today we did something we didn't do yesterday. Remember, today we fought all the way back, got to 325 in profit and said, bye, we're out. Yesterday, I got to 460 in profit and said, I'm not at 500 yet. I'm going to keep on going. And what had happened? We lost $1,000 and had to work ourselves back. Paycheck style of play. Ken from Ken Knows Gambling is here. Will tell you. He will tell you straight up. If you're looking for a $500 paycheck and you win 460, get out. Like, you did your work, get out. Especially yesterday where I had lost 1,000 and got all the way back up to 460 in profit. You won $1,460 to get there. That's a miracle. You got to be done. You got to walk away from that. So yesterday we did it because it happened so fast. We just kept playing. I did it more for entertainment purposes. If I was at the casino, I'd have been out. Outie, bye-bye. Ken, I had not seen the strategy yet. I have not seen this one. Can you put in chat which one it is? What's the name of the strategy? I'll go watch it after the show today and see which one it is. He's got so many of them, man. I can't keep up. Waylon's got so many freaking strategies. Just tell me which one it is, and I'll do it. You know me, I'm not a crapless fan. A lot of reasons why I don't like crapless. Philosophically, I disagree with the casino screwing you out of another 5% house edge. And physically, I don't like the tables. They're always longer, bigger, bouncier. They're gross. And yeah, crapless sucks. Anyway, good paycheck today. Really good paycheck today. Ken, you're here. I want to talk to you. I'm going to, everybody just ignore this. I'm going to talk to Ken. I'm going to talk to Ken and Corey and Jen right now, one-on-one. We're going to have a little three-way conversation right here because this came up yesterday and I want to make sure that I cover how I'm doing this. So I'm going to watch the chat as I go. I'm going to change my screen. Give me a second here to do this. We're going to go to this. I'm going to bring this over. Give me a second here. Whoop. All right. Here's, by the way, the bankroll. We did 3 days in a row. We're making $675, $550, $3 1/4. We're at $1,500 in profit. We're right where we should be. $500 a day average. That's a beautiful thing. This strategy so far is doing well. I gotta fix the roll count, but otherwise we're doing good. Here's what I want to talk about though: the daily paycheck, the envelopes, as Ken would call them. Right? Here's how I'm doing it. And again, there's a couple of ways. I think I can show you all of them. Maybe I can't really get. Well, let's go back a screen here. That's big. I think that's big enough to see. The world's greatest crapless strategy. That's the one I need to look at. Okay, I'll make sure I watch that. Let's talk about the bankroll. And so Ken does it with envelopes. I'm doing it with this digital bankroll here. And there's a number of ways that we can run this thing. And I want to give you some options how you can manage this. And I want to talk about two different people types. Okay, I don't think that my pen is working, so I can't draw on the screen. But player one, let's take player one. Player one is Ken. Okay, Ken is gambling for a living. Okay, Ken needs the $500 a day or the $300, whatever it is, to live. Right? He needs the money. That's why this account here is called earnings. That's our money that we're living on. Right? The paycheck we make on the tables goes to that account every day. Right? That's the thing to live on. So if you've got a good master bankroll, right? I call it the 401g. The master bankroll, we started with $100,000 in the master bankroll. We had 2 bad days, right? We lost a couple of days up in here, right? There's a number of ways to look at this thing. Shit run or go blind, you need your $500 a day to live. If you don't make $500 a day, you're not going to be able to pay the heating bill or get the food or whatever it is that you need, right? So one option you have is to take $5,500 out of this account every day. Take $5,500 and immediately put $500 into your earnings so you can live for the day, which means you got to come back and win $5,500 and replace and keep the 401g account stable. Okay, that person has no choice but to take $500 out of it. And it's think of it like this: You put 100K in the bank, and if you never went to the casino, you take out $500 a day, and over the course of the year, this account would have 100,000, this account would have 0. You just exchange the money, right? That's kind of what I'm suggesting for that player. Take 5,500 out of here, put $500 in your go to eat account, win back $500 and put $5,500 back in to turn, right? Prepay yourself, in other words. That's a way to do this. Make sure you got that money to live on. In that case, the 401g account will do what I'm doing here. It will eventually lose some money, right? Eventually this thing will go down because you're not going to win $500 every single day. So there's going to be days where you don't put 5,500 back, right? But you got to pull your $500 out so you can live. That's one way of managing these accounts. That's player A. Player B, who is me and what I'm simulating here, and I'm really not doing this correctly. Let's think about what I would do, right? If you're using your master bankroll as a way to fund your fun time, right? I'm funding my retirement. I don't need it to live. I don't need it to live. I need the master bankroll so I can make $500 a day so I can do fun stuff, right? That $500 a day is going to buy me an ATV. That's going to take me and my wife out to see a show on the strip, right? I don't need the $500. I'm looking to make $500 a day so I can do fun stuff and live in my retirement, but I don't need it. The master bankroll for me is here to fund my earnings, expenses, and excess accounts. I'm here to make money so I can do fun shit with it, right? In my case, it's okay. I take $5,000 out. I maybe put $200 in, $5,000 back. I take $5,000 out. I lose $1,000. So what? This thing depletes itself over time, right? It's not a requirement that I refill the 401g account every single day, okay? But I could make that a goal. I could say to myself, you know what? If I didn't make $500 today and tomorrow I make 1,000, I'm going to replenish the master bankroll. I'm going to make sure this thing always has 100 in it, right? You're working hard to refill it. Technically speaking, the way that I'm playing it as a retirement simulation, I should have $0 in here. This whole 1325 should go back into the master 401g account until it's back to clean. I don't pull fun money out to go eat and do shows with while the master bankroll is in a bad state. You follow me? So when you do this, you can do it either way or both, right? Take your living expenses out plus your daily play, win back your daily play plus your expenses, put it back in. Visually, that's a good way to do it. You could do like I'm doing, take it out, win it, move it over. Anything excess goes back to replenish the account. I'm going to build this account back up through bankroll management. When I win 625, I'm putting 125 back. I'm going to kind of build it back up slowly over time. A lot of ways to manage both of those accounts, okay? Again, I'm showing you my personal one way of doing it. I'm going to pull 5K, put back the best I can into both accounts, but manage your own account the way you want to manage it, and that's what I'm saying. So I want you to look at this thing. Again, these are your envelopes. Do with it what you will. You can have 20 if you want to. You can have 2 if you want to. I made 4, right? My master account, my daily paycheck goes in here. Anything extra I make, when this is at 100,000, anything over $500 gets split between expenses and excess. That's how I'm doing it. But while this is in arrears, I'm going to try and replenish the 401g. Everything over $500 goes to here. I'm going to rebuild that guy slowly. If I hit a home run one day, it's how it's going to go. Okay, so there it is. TCS is saying, and again, we're going to have this argument again. Let's raise the point. Can I show it on screen? There it is. It's if you're risking 2,000 to 5,000 to win 500. Is that not showing? Hold on. Can we see it? There we go. If you're risking 2,000 to 5,000 to win 500, you'll lose a larger amount more often than not making 500. That's why having a $500 may not work. You need to win 1,500 to 3K to get it back. You're right in some respects, okay? You need, if you're looking, and again, we got to go back. Let's go back a screen. I'll come back here in a minute. Let's go over here. It depends on play style, okay? And I want Ken, come on, computer, get your thing right. I want Ken to chime in here as well because this is an important bit. Why are we going so slow? We'll go to the summary screen. I know why, because I'm in 4K mode. We'll go to the summary screen and look at all the strategies that we've played so far, okay? The ones that work, right? The ones that make 500 bucks. Come on already. This thing is running so slow. The ones that make 500 bucks are not the ones that you're playing. You specifically, Alfredo. Me specifically even. I'm not sure why this thing is weirdly titled, but look at the ones that have won the percentages. They're all, and the ones that are undefeated, they're all going to be things that are pretty much either low volatility or they're big bankroll plays, right? The Dolly, right? It's a low volatility system, right? It's house edge 0 because you're playing the don't. The Mind is a bankroll based system. You're going to beat it with, you need 5,000 bucks to win 500 because you're laddering your bets and catching that streak that happens, right? The Come Ladder, right? The O-Line, the Storm, all the ones that win are super low volatility. They are not home run plays, okay? The things that get their ass kicked in here, the Philly Special, the Tim Horton, the Wedge, the Drawdown, 410 Bank, all the ones that put place bets out there with no protection, that are going for big rolls are the ones that get destroyed, okay? So I think your point, I have to go back to the other screen. I gotta kill the browser here real quick. It's literally Google Drive, man, sucks. So when you're doing this, you got to think about how are you winning the 500 bucks, right? Ken does martingale, right? Martingale's blackjack and roulette because it's a quick bankroll in and out kind of a play. Whatever and again, 500 bucks is an arbitrary number. It doesn't matter if it's 500 or 300 or 150. Don't matter what it is, right? You can do strict DGE, right? You're 100% right, Dr. Don't Pass, right? Whatever strategy you're employing, you've got to make it, in my opinion, low volatility, right? High win percentage. Yes, Texas, Alfredo, you will lose 5,000 bucks every once in a while. And if you're winning 500 bucks 90% of the time and losing 5,000 bucks 10% of the time, you're going to be a net loser, right? That's why you got to win 95% of the time. And so what strategies will win 95% of the time? And again, 10% is the goal off the big bankroll. I think you need big bankroll to make that work. You got to do it with the high number. You got to have a high number to make that thing work. And that's why the Paycheck series to me is so important. Let me go back to the other screen. This is why, to me, the Paycheck series, come back over here. Let's go. Software. Yeah, boy, oh boy, the software is not happy with me right now. There we go. Can we get there? Can we get there? Please, there we go. Wow. Look at the delay. Look at the delay on my face. I need to kill Firefox. I'm going to turn my browser off. I think that's really slowing things down. Yeah, this will catch itself up. Now I lost my train of thought too. I think what I'm trying to say is this. Paycheck style play, what we've learned, low volatility works. High bankroll, low volatility, small win, goal, get out. The monster that you win, and there's been a couple of times where I've played strategies out there that have made 4 or 5K. Those are luckies. Those are going to pull you back. But honestly, you've got to use your bankroll as a hammer to make the tiny wins on the regular. It's not easy to do. And I think this series is proving how hard it is to do this. And I think if anything else, maybe I'm making Alfredo's point here, but it's ridiculously hard to win, even with a $5,000 backing bankroll, 500 bucks a day. It's so hard, right? We think these strategies are great. And I said it before, every strategy at the end of the day sucks, right? Every strategy has got holes. The dice will find your holes and you will lose money on mass over time. It's just the way that craps works. If it wasn't that way, there wouldn't be the game, right? So we got to know we're all going to lose at the end of the time. You're set up for that, right? What we're looking for here is ways to mitigate that as best we can. Win on the regular, small amounts, using big bankroll to make it happen, and having ways that can catch a big one. So every once in a while, you win $3,000-4,000 and catch yourself up to mitigate one of those bigger losses. If you can do that, that's what works out, right? I think the Charlie way of playing is great. Charlie's got an enormous bankroll though, right? So DGE or Dr. Don't Pass 1, the DGE theory works, but he's got $100,000 at the table, right? That we don't have. So he can last it out. He can make money on the 6s and 8s in the short term. But when he gets into that Marty, he can get up there where the rest of us can't and take advantage of that probability. That's what makes it hard, I think, for most of us to play the way. Waylon, same thing. Waylon's got these great strategies, but you need 10K to survive some of the downturns in it. That's why I'm looking for more low volatility things and managing that bankroll. I think it's just an important thing. Ken's right. I mean, making a living at craps is probably the hardest one. Of all the games, this is probably the hardest one to make a living at. Honestly, I think roulette, BJ, those are way more suited for this, tiny win kind of a way. Anyway, but craps is much more fun. Craps more fun. There we go. Let's go talk about different things. I want to jump into some other stuff. I want to talk about the thinking man. We have another half an hour to go, and we are really, really lagging. Boy, oh boy. I will turn off the 4K streaming tomorrow because my computer can't handle it. My computer is getting worse and worse over time, and I cannot get anything to work. So hold on a second. Why won't the freaking buttons work? Come on. Nope, that's not working either. Hang on, I gotta find the thing. What the hell? Did I delete it? Let's do this. That's the wrong. Well, I guess it'll have to work. I'm not sure what's going on with the I think the Stream Deck just got disconnected again. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Here we go. It's been a while. We're a half hour and we haven't done the come out roll yet, right? Friday night fights, don't forget. Crap and Camper versus Crapsy and Craps Chat Sunday. TCS, Alfredo. I have broken the scheduling app. I got to go back and reset it. So if you would let me know your schedule, I'll put that up here too so I can get that announced so everybody knows when you're live. And get thinking caps on too for the Hard Hat Award. We got about a week to go before we start putting nominations out there, official nominations. So in the Hard Hat channel and Discord, let me know. Who do you want to nominate? And we'll take the top 4 nominees and we'll put them out there for vote next, I think the week after next. Maybe Monday following next weekend. So that'll be the vote for the May Hard Hat Award. So get your nominations in. And I'm not sure where that came from. I guess I hit a button. But anyway, Pacific Northwest meetup is in the works. I'm going to work with Ian, pick a date, get our casinos in line, and get some tables set up for us. And we're going to have you all come out here probably July, August-ish, in that neighborhood. And come play with us out here in Seattle. Get to see the mountains, right? Get to see some sunshine. Get to see the studio and the garage. Hang out with me. We can actually warm up in my studio before we go to the casino. That'll be cool. So yeah, it'll be co-sponsored or co-hosted, I guess, by Jeremy and myself. We're gonna get the Color Up gang out here as well as you all. So yeah, think about that for the end of summer as maybe a possible vacation spot. Now, let's do some thinking plays. The thinker. Again, I want to get into your head a little bit. And I think there's a little bit of all these things in all of us, right? There's the cautious guy. There's me, right? There's Ken. There's Skill. We're pretty cautious people for the most part. Why cautious? Probably because bankroll is short, right? Cautious people play hybrids. They hedge a lot. They live on the line. They play low volatility things. They play a short game, 3 hits and out. Why? Because bankroll's at a premium, right? Your master bankroll might be 5,000, not 100,000. And you're buying in for $1,000. Losing that $1,000 would be a quarter of your bankroll. That's like me going with 25K out of my master bankroll, my virtual one, and losing all 25,000 bucks, right? When you're playing with a quarter of your master bankroll at a given table session, you've got to be cautious, right? Now, whether your brain is a cautious brain or not is different. Skill is a cautious brained person. I'm a conservative, generally speaking person. So is Ken. I know this. We've talked. Most of the time, that's our go-to, right? I, unlike Ken, kind of unlike Skill, have an aggressive streak. So I know when I get up, I'm foot on the gas, right? I'll tell you this too. And again, I'm sorry for the weird delay with the camera here, but when I coached baseball, right, I don't care how old the kids are. If they're 9, if they're 11, if they're 17, when my team gets up 8-0, 9-0, 10-0, you know what I do? I put the other team down 20-0. Okay? I play this way. We play singles, bunts, hit and runs. I'm a small ball guy in baseball, but it's cautious. It's get me running inning. Let's do the thing that makes us make money. We're not going to swing for the fences. We're not going to go and do crazy stuff. We're going to steal bases, do our thing. Cautious play, right? The minute I sense blood in the water, all bets are off. I don't go station to station. I don't walk on purpose. I don't do all the bullshit that coaches do to make the other team feel better. I don't. We just go after it. We bury the other team, right? When I have my money in the rack, when I know I'm going to win that baseball game, pedal to the metal. That's when I go after, and that's my aggressive streak, right? So I've got some cautious, I got some aggressive, but at the end of the day, I understand the math. And the things I do are based on the thinking stuff, probability plays. I explained probabilities to you all yesterday. Today, what I want to look at is transitional plays. Now, this is interesting. And it ties into bankroll a lot because, again, if you're a transition player, okay, you've thought through the short game. You've thought through, how do I mitigate risk? How do I stay in the hand but also mitigate risk? That's really what the transition player is looking to do. Stay in the game, reduce my risk without being forced to play something I don't want to do or that doesn't match my personalities. We're going to try and merge bankroll and mindset today. And again, if I'm a thinking person, I don't necessarily have this disposable income goal, or I'm probably looking for something consistent, right? The transition player, that player is getting good comps. They're not getting great chip porn because they're going to be doing a lot of this moving around stuff, but they have a lot of bets out there. They're going to be doing a lot of comp play. And when I show you some things, for example, we're going to do Crappy the Craftsman's Can't Believe This Wins today. I'll roll that out for a little bit. That's a transition play. It keeps bets on the table. It's pretty low risk. It's high risk for a minute, but it gets low risk as it goes. It's a pretty cool way to play this game. Same thing with the Butterberg, right? I play the Butterberg transition style. I do come bets, place bets, transition style. We move our risk from A to B. It's the way I do it. And you'll see that what this does is it kind of reduces our overall risk. You get to still play the game and have fun, but using the math of the game and your brain to sort of transition from A to B. And that's how we're going to do it today. So today we're going to be a thinker play. We're going to just do some transitions. And we did head yesterday. Tomorrow I may do some progressions. And yeah, that's it. Let's go to the table. Let's go back over there and zoom in and play it out. And I'll give you some ideas here. So let's see. What do we have? Come on, screen. I've lost all of it. Let's go. I got to do it by hand here. So sorry about this. I got to do it by hand. That's going to be the table view wide. Okay, table wide. There we go. Put the light on back there, and hopefully we can get something to happen. Maybe not. Damn it. Yeah, the Stream Deck isn't working at all, so I can't get my light turned on. So give me a sec. I got to crawl under the table now. I got to do it by old-fashioned way. By pressing buttons. Does that work? There we go. All right, sorry about the weirdness today, but I tripped over the damn thing yesterday and I broke it. So I don't know that it's ever going to work again, which makes my whole production very difficult to do. Here we go. Let's look at transitions and I'll roll some dice. So transition play number one will be, and you've seen this before, and I love this one, which is the I Can't Believe This Wins from Larry Casper. Okay, let's set it up. Oh, we lost our light. How did the light go off? Why did it do that? I wonder. There we go. Weird. We're gonna go. I have a grand in the bank, by the way. Let's go 160 across. $15 change, and here we go. Puck is gonna be off. We're gonna transition from light to dark using only our wins. Okay, and I can do this. Look how slow that freaking screen is, guys. I'm so sorry. I should not have went 4K today. Clearly, my system can't handle it. So I'm not even sure I can do this because look at that. Wow. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. I don't even know what to do. I wonder if I can't change midstream. Shoot. Well, I'm going to try it anyway. Well, just bear with me. Puck is off. I'm going to get some dice rolling here. And we'll just have to, it's going to be choppy. It just is what it is. Let's set a point of 4. Now watch how this one transitions from light to dark, okay? And watch also as we do this, how the risk changes. Again, I don't like having this much risk out here, but it's gonna go away really, really quick. If we don't get an early 7, our risk gets mitigated and we transition from one style of play to another style of play using our wins. Here's a 5-5 hard 10. Okay, that 10 is going to pay 50 for one. I'm going to pay it $49. I don't have a dollar. So I'm going to pay $25, $45, $49. Okay? Instead of 50 for one. Actually, we owe a dollar vig. But here's how it's going to play out. Watch this. We're going to take from this win $10 into the don't. I'm going to take $10 every time, and I'm going to pull the bet down. Okay, we're going to pull that bet back. I'm going to put 160 back in my rack as fast as I freaking can. And I'm going to get this bet to move onto the dark side. We're going to move from light to dark as we go. Okay, there's the 7. Unfortunately, we get pounded here. Everything goes away. We did pull $50 back, essentially. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to put the bets back. And we're going to pull 100, 150, 160 out of the rack. I'll do it one more run. Let's get a better look at that. That was kind of a bad look. Transition again. Aces. Doesn't matter. Wow, I'm looking at that screen from where I'm standing and it's so freaking bad. Golly. All right, there's the 4. Let's transition again. Remove that risk, huh? There's a Yo11. There's a 3-1-4. We hit the point. Same as last time. That's going to pay, we'll do it proper, 50 for one. I'm going to pull the bet. Actually, I'll leave it here for now. I may move it somewhere else on the come out, but we're going to come with a $10 DC bet once we're set. There's the 5-2-7. Puck is off. There's an 8. Okay, we're on the 8. Point's going to be 8 right there. The 4-1 last time, so it's coming down. DC for $10. Always a $10 DC, and it's always paid for by the win. There's a 1-2-3. You know me. This is the aggressiveness, right? When I talk about like merging your play styles, right? Be aggressive, right? This is you're up by a few runs, and who cares? All right, 5-1-6. It goes to the 6. Now watch. DC goes to the 6. 6 pays 25, $35. The $10 goes into the don't. Everything else comes back to the rack. And we start moving with our caps. The $10 from each bet becomes the next don't pass bet. We're going to start moving in. And as you see these things, these holes be empty, you know those are wins, right? There's midnight, which again is not a great result for us in the don't. There's a 7. Boy, we're just getting destroyed. That's okay though. $20 here, we lose everything else. But you see the idea, right? There's 20. That's actually going to be a quarter. Right? It actually came out okay. If you look at this, right here's $25. We're only down, believe it or not, $125. Can you believe that? This is a weird system, but the way that thing works out, you're only down $125. After all that ass kicking, it seems bad, right? We're actually doing okay. Let's do another one. And we'll do it, I want to do it in 2 directions if we can, okay? Let's go out 160 again. We're going to go at the other side. We're going to come at it, though, from the come this time. I'm going to transition this time. Let's get 160 out here. Turn the puck off. Let's come out. And I want to move into the bets from the come this time. And look at how this one pre-takes the wins. Again, we got to avoid the early 7. But from a rhythm standpoint, watch how the risk goes down as we go. I'm going to break that 25 into reds, and let's come with just $10. Simple $10 come bet to come on out here. And you can actually wait. We can actually wait for a win. Maybe that's the more interesting way to do this. And let's try and move away. Here's one. Here's a 5, right? 25, $35, $10 coming, quarter to the rack. Okay, now when this come bet travels, we'll start pulling the bets. So the first one paid for by the bet that's out there. There's another 5, a 3-2-5. So watch. $35 on the win. Come bet travels. over here, everything comes down. Now we have a come bet, and we've pulled back our bet at the same time. We bring our profit in, pull the bet down. The $10 cap from that $35 win goes for the next come bet. We're going to start replacing the place bets with come bets and not caring that they're contract bets. I know people get all squirrely about that, but watch. Here it is, 35 bucks. End the bet. Come travels, $10 goes in, and I'm bringing back my initial bet plus a quarter. These two come bets, those were both paid for by the caps on the $35 wins. They're both literally out there at zero risk. Another one coming. And we'll keep this going until the bets are all gone. Right, there's a 5, that's off and on. Off and on for 10 bucks. There's the 8, that's the point. But the same thing's gonna happen. That's gonna pay 35. We're gonna move the come into it and take the bet back with us. Now, that 10 bucks goes to the pass line. It acts as the next come bet is actually down here on the pass line. Okay, we have 3 come bets that are live. We have 1 that's on the way. Worst thing that can happen right here is we lose 2, or lose 3, win 1, net 2, but those bets are all freebies. All freebies. Points 5, check it out. Boom, that comes down, it gets paid, and we're in, okay? I can take that payment that we just got, come again. Let's get them all reset. Hey, look at that, the 5 pays. Sweet. This goes into the 5, pass line pays. We stay down there because that win stays. Look how our risk went away. Our risk is basically gone. There's a 7 out. That gets paid. These 2 go bye-bye. We can stay down here on the pass line if we like to. So 3 bets to get rid of. And we're back to our bankroll is basically even now, right? 426. And we're coming. That's the last win that we had. Oh, no, we lost it. That's a bummer. We lost 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to wait until one of these bets pays for me. And we'll use that money. There's a 10. Look at that. 50 for 1. Comes down. Take 10 bucks from that win, essentially, and come through again. Give me a 9. Where's my 9? I had all those 9s this morning. There's our 7. Okay. We'll lose a few bets. We'll win that one. And look at our bankroll. We started that roll out, actually, losing the 160. The other player, that's 75 bucks. We had lost all those other times coming through. We just made money. We're actually, for the whole session, $27 ahead. There's our initial bankroll. That little transitional play right there, that little rhythm play that we made, we came out of that thing $27 ahead after getting beat for 160 twice before. Pretty damn cool, right? The transitions work really well because 2 reasons. 1, you've got different rhythms that are happening as you go. 2, there's always action. So you're getting rated on all that action, all that negative expectations out there. You got the 160 across, which is a good look on your stat sheet for the pit boss. The come bets are coming through. We're not oddsing them. We're just leaving the flats out there. You're looking pretty good when you're transitioning from place bets into come bets like that. That's an interesting way to play it. What if we did another kind of transition? What if we transitioned from come bets to place bets, right? And capitalize on a hot roll that way. Let's go ahead and come back out again. Let's get, let me get some reds here. I might need to get 50 bucks in red, actually. And let's do it like this. Let's actually get a pass line bet. Puck is going to be off. Okay, we're going to transition, hopefully get a good roll here. There's my 9 from last time. Let's get some come bets going to start with. And this is like a horseman, but with a pass line base. And let's see if we can't get these things to pay off and fund place bets with them, right? Make these things become place bets from the other direction. We'll just do it the other side. There's a 9. All right, great. So here's the deal. This come bet becomes the 9. The 9 was the point and gets paid. This $10 that I just won is going to become a place bet somewhere. It won't become a 5 or a 9, but it'll become a place bet somewhere as we come through. Maybe I'll put it on the 8, like so. So our next shooter, or our next point that gets established, I've got basically a paid for place bet. And again, you're looking to use your one style of betting to transition to another style of betting and have it be kind of paid for, right? 1, 2, 3 on the come out. That's a big time bummer. All right, there's an 8. Point will be 8, so we have it. Let's make that a 6. Again, paid for bet right there. And again, I'm going to keep on coming until we get these things filled up. That's the idea. We're going to do a kind of a perpetual and get as many as we can paid for. I want to get as many place bets as I can paid for. There's a 7, which sucks. We'll get paid there and lose the rest of them. That's a bummer. But you get the point. Hopefully you get the point of how that thing's going to work. How we do? Not terribly, right? We bought him for $50, I think, and I took $50 out to make my reds, and I've got 35 at $40. So we lost $10. And the whole transaction we lost $10, right? See, the thinking person is going through thinking, I've got this low house edge play in here, right? If I can flip the low house edge plays into free play on the other numbers, the rhythm may work out for us. Let's do it again. Let's go on back out, catch a new point. Actually, I should have been on the pass line. Sorry. Pass line for 10. Point is 10. Let's work it. This is a harder way to go, by the way. There's a 6, 4, 10. We win down there. Come bet travels up. That's a free bet. Next time through, that's a freebie. 5. Going this direction is hard because you can't transition from the comes to the places unless they repeat. So it delays that whole process. There's a 7. Was that? Yeah, we were already there. Okay, that's going to go here. I think. I forget. It doesn't really matter. That gets paid from that, and the pass line loses. This one's harder to transition from because you've got this kind of, you got to have those bets travel and get paid to get the place bets. It's tough. Let's do a light to dark transition. Another one. Let's do what I was trying to do last week, which is a full dark side transition. We can actually do like the storm is a good example of this. Let's go with a $50 don't, and let's go with up here. We'll do something big. Okay, we can do like, I think, let's do 320 across. Wow, I'm having a hard time with my bets here. 320 across would be a big one. Take a big chunk of our bankroll out of here, but let's transition this one from light to dark. It starts out as a hybrid. We have a point of 9. 639. I can take that bet back. What I'm actually going to do here is this. We're going to go with, I'm going to drop massive odds, $300 in odds on this thing. You can go 150 if you want. It doesn't matter what your number actually is. 150 wins 100. What I've got out here is more than that. I've got 250. I got $270 out there. That's why I'm going here. $300 in odds. Okay. Let's grab a number. Not a 9. Anything but a 9. 4, 6, 10. Beauteous. That pays $100 minus the vig. There's $3 change. Okay. What happens? 4 and 10 go bye-bye. They come right back to the rack. Another hit. Hopefully. There's a 4. We burn it. There's a 5. That pays $70. And guess what? We're out. We're out. We got a couple of box hits. We are back in the rack. And now we've transitioned from light player to dark player. Just like that. If I wanted to, I could start doing right now the dolly ladder and come through here. But this is a way to transition. Take your hits, That basically is a risk-free bet for the 7. And when the 7 eventually comes to a third 4, flip the 4, baby. Flip the freaking 4. There's a 9. We'll lose it, but we made money on that shooter. Right? We had $1,000 to start. Actually, we had less. We were down, right, from the previous shooter. There's 500. There's 600. 7, 8, 9. There's $1,000 in profit. Love it. Actually, that's extra. Yeah, that's profit. Look at that. $85 in profit just from that. Love it, right? These strategies that move you from light to dark, or that move from place bets to come bets, that move from place bets to don't come bets, these transitional plays always are factoring in 2 things. One is bankroll security, right? The more of that I do, the more I turn a place bet into a DC or a come bet into a place bet, the bet that's sitting behind, generally speaking, is paid for by the previous bet. That's a beautiful thing. It's the opposite of pressing. It's a regress on every single hit, essentially, but you're moving sides and you're taking wins and turning them into bullets for something else. The whole time you're out there, right? That's a great way to kind of think through the game and reduce your volatility as you go. I think it's a pretty cool and powerful way to play, especially when you're bankroll limited, right? Super powerful way to play. Anyway, here we go. Let me get to, if it'll work, back to our main screen. I'm not sure if I can even get there. Let's see it. Where's the button? There it is. Okay. Whew. Sorry about the delays, man. My camera, the Elgato, everything is jacked up this morning. So apologies for the messy production today. But hopefully I said good words, right? Ooh, look what I just saw. I just saw my friend, Uncle Angelo. I have not seen you in a long time, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, sir. Good to see you. Wow, that's awesome. I feel like sitting here in the presence of greatness by seeing Angelo. That's fantastic that Angelo's here. Wow, cool, man. Awesome. Yeah, TCS got to jump. I got to jump. I got 9 o'clock. I got to go to work. I'm going to have Chris, though, Dice DJ on the side, listening into the Daily Wager while I have Zoom on the other screen for my job. So there you go, guys. Thanks again for watching. I can't go to questions and answers because I gotta go right to work. So I appreciate your watching today and joining in. See you tomorrow morning for the paycheck. And that's it. Happy Wednesday. Wow, it's already Wednesday. John out. See you tomorrow. God bless all you guys. Bye. No, I gotta find the end screen. There it is.